Now, I have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Air Baldwin of the Chesapeake Bay Cape Charles Yacht Center. Air and I serve on a couple boards, but he's been a champion for the Cape Charles area, and it's just good. He's a friend, so I get to joke around. He's a little nervous, so we've got to walk him along, but I'm now going to keep quiet and ask Air to walk this way. Air Baldwin, ladies and gentlemen. Mic'd up?
I don't know, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think so. Hear you good.
How many charter brokers are from the Chesapeake Bay that are here today? How many have an office on the bay? No, you don't. The first charter to ever come to the Chesapeake Bay was a group of English settlers in 1607. 13 years later, a bunch of pilgrims went north. But that's the truth. It is an incredible place. And 3,400 boats pass by our front door twice a year. We have people who love the bay, they want to see the bay, and we want to incubate a charter business on the bay. So I need you. On your table is a pamphlet of a group of us from the bay that have put together one more organization that have spots that big boats can go to. Because if you can't and you go there, then you're going to be mad as shit. The historic triangle of Virginia in Yorktown, you'll see in your brochure, has a really cool mega yacht dock because it also shares the dock with the defense system that loads weapons. And from that, we've put a couple of charter boats in there for a couple of nights where they're able to see Jamestown, Williamsburg, Yorktown. And then we ask boats to work their way north. IGY has a great facility in Washington, Baltimore, the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and then where I am is called Cape Charles. It is a really seasonal place, and it's really beautiful. And right now, it's incredibly beautiful. It's a great time to be cruising there. Is there anybody here from Camper Nicholson Charter? We had a boat in last week. You all manage it. It's called Savannah. It's an Intermarine 110. The owner's from Virginia Beach. It's an hour steam to our place. He says to me, how can I get charters on the bay? If you help me, I'll help you. It is so rich in culture. It is so rich in food. It is so diverse in the aquatic activities, whether it's fishing, marine biology, the aquaculture. There's not a lot of great diving there. I wish there was, but there isn't. The boats that we do get end up staying longer and longer. Last year, we had a 170-foot boat called Meteor. They were coming for a week. They stayed 6. Give us a chance to help you program this. Give us a chance to get Savannah loaded for a week. On top of the bigger brochure is a new card, and I'm being a little bit selfish about this, is a new facility. And our yacht center just bought the old ferry terminal on our harbor. There's 32 feet of water. It's 1,600 feet of face dock. It used to hold 4 big ferries before there was something called the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. One of those ferries was the famous ferry called Pocahontas, which went up and down the bay. We are able to service these boats. We are able to take care of crew. We are able to provision them. We're able to fuel them. And now we're starting to get in the business of being able to find charters for them. I'm not a charter broker. You don't want me to be a charter broker. I'd love to have a charter broker on the bay. I'm sure up at National Harbor where Bert is, the guy who built that's a friend of mine. He'd love to have a broker up there. And there are more and more people in the bay that want to do the bay. A perfect boat like Savannah is a 6-8-foot draft. So not only can it go to the places that we have on the chart, but it can go up these beautiful little creeks where there's this whole culture of people, places like Tangier Island and Smith Island or Gwynn's Island down near Gloucester, where they still speak the King's English. They still carve a boat out of a log and build a wooden boat. And what we've been able to do is to continually incubate an interest. So I'm not going to take up a lot of your time. I know that I can fill a week on any given day. The question I have for you is, what can I do to make it easy for you guys? How can I get your attention? There are two of us that would give up a slip up to 150 feet for a season. Let the boat pay the electricity. Let's get something going here. Remember something, we did this in 1607. There's no reason we can't do it today. And so I'm going to throw it back out to you. What can I do to incubate the industry? Yes?
So I think part of the struggle in this area in the past has been some of the tax issues and piloting issues. Have you addressed if you've been involved in some of that?
Virginia and Maryland both have done very well with the piloting issues. We are now at 200 feet today. Above that, you need the pilot. Over 12 foot of depth, I think you need the pilot. And Delaware hasn't quite passed that law. They say they will. They're realizing what they're not getting through the C&D Canal by doing that. But Delaware chose not to be involved in our mid-Atlantic, so we just kind of cut them off that part of the map.
And tax, the sales tax so far, the information that we've gotten is that there is a sales tax on charters, and paying that is not so easy through the Department of Revenue in Maryland, at least.
I don't know about Maryland, but Virginia, I have never seen a charter sales tax in my life.
Okay.
And there are a couple people in this room who've been to our site. I've been there longer than anybody, and I've never seen it. Virginia is really not very bright about it. We have the largest, greatest Navy in the world, but yet we're not very smart about the luxury boat industry.
Well, and I can tell you, that's the information similar to, I spoke with people in Virginia and DC just before this summer season, and they didn't know. There wasn't somebody to answer. They have one person that is kind of their senior person, and even he couldn't answer the question.
I can promise you in Virginia there isn't. I know the lady in Maryland very well, Susan Zellers, who's phenomenal, and I will get a hold of her when I get off the stand.
Okay, being there, you being in the heart of it, and obviously a promoter of the region, if you have information or people that can help us get that information to us and our client,
I'm all for it.
We welcome it. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Really?
Would it be possible, this itinerary will certainly be something that would help us? Is that something that you could email us, or is it online somewhere that we could send it out to a client?
Without a doubt. And we probably have sent out, somebody will call up and tell me what the boat is and what the client's like. And I have a lady who works with me, and we put together an itinerary, we did one this year that was 100% about food. It was shit hot. I mean, it was unbelievable.
The language used is therefore not a reflection of the overall direction, merely an emphatic push of excitement. Please continue it.
Okay.
Because I think part of the issue may be that even many of us don't know this area, so it's hard to entice a client when we don't really know the area that well.
And you know, it may be a day that this Mid-Atlantic group goes and says to Savannah, you know, we need to lease you for a week, and we need to bring a bunch of you people and experience. We asked some people, a lady sitting next to you who's been to our site 3 years ago. Well, where it is today is nothing that it was 3 years ago. And we're big on food and the environment where we are. All right.
DJ, hold on, DJ, I'm coming with the mic.
I'm a little more familiar with the western side than the eastern side. So Cape Charles, to get there for a charter client, what would be the easiest way for them to get there?
I didn't understand what you said. I'm sorry.
How would they fly into Cape Charles?
Norfolk. I'm sorry, and I should have said that because this is what we do. Norfolk, we provide a service back and forth to the airport. It takes 40 minutes during traffic, 30 minutes not with traffic. You go literally on the other side of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. All right, well, thank you very much.